I wasn't for staying in Afghanistan. I wasn't against it either. I wasn't for pulling out the troops. I wasn't against it either. What I'm for is doing things intelligently, acting with wisdom. What I'm against is doing things as stupidly as possible. See, you could stay in Afghanistan and be smart about it or be stupid about it. You could leave Afghanistan and be smart about it or be stupid about it. There were pros and cons to staying and to leaving. My preference wasn't for staying or for leaving, but for making intelligent decisions and, at the very least, not doing things as stupidly as possible. I've been making a lot of videos about Afghanistan because, as far as I can tell, the U.S. has been as stupid as possible for the past few weeks. Would you like Exhibit A? Politico reports. U.S. officials in Kabul gave the Taliban a list of names of American citizens, green card holders, and Afghan allies to grant entry into the militant-controlled outer perimeter of the city's airport, a choice that's prompted outrage behind the scenes from lawmakers and military officials. The move, detailed to Politico by 3 U.S. and congressional officials, was designed to expedite the evacuation of tens of thousands of people from Afghanistan as chaos erupted in Afghanistan's capital city last week after the Taliban seized control of the country. It also came as the Biden administration has been relying on the Taliban for security outside the airport. So, the U.S. wanted to evacuate American citizens and Afghans who helped the U.S. during this 20-year war. But because the U.S. let the Taliban conquer Kabul first, the Taliban controlled the area outside the airport. How are all the American citizens and Afghan allies going to get to the airport safely? Easy. Just give the Taliban a list of names of U.S. citizens and of Afghans who helped the U.S. fight the Taliban for the past 20 years. What could be more obvious? Since the fall of Kabul in mid-August, nearly 100,000 people have been evacuated, most of whom had to pass through the Taliban's many checkpoints. But the decision to provide specific names to the Taliban, which has a history of brutally murdering Afghans who collaborated with the U.S. and other coalition forces during the conflict, has angered lawmakers and military officials. Basically, they just put all those Afghans on a kill list, said one defense official who, like others, spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss a sensitive topic. It's just appalling and shocking and makes you feel unclean. It shouldn't make you feel unclean. It should make you feel stupid. I'm willing to lay this down as a rule. If you've been fighting terrorists for 2 decades, and thousands of people have been helping you fight terrorists for 2 decades, and the terrorists really want to kill the people who've been helping you, you do not, under any circumstances, give the terrorists a list of the names of the people who helped you. That's the rule. I would regard anyone who violates this rule as a complete, utter, total moron. Our leaders just violated the rule. Our leaders said to themselves, you know, we're in quite a pickle here. We let the Taliban conquer the country before we evacuated our people and our allies. And the Taliban are now armed with the weapons that we left for them. They have tons of fresh troops because they took over the jails and prisons and released all their terrorist buddies that we locked up. But we really need to get our people out. How are we going to do it? Wait a moment. Taliban leaders are saying that we should give them a list of U.S. citizens trapped in Afghanistan and of the Afghan men and women who helped us fight against the Taliban. They promise, I say, that they just want to help our people get to the airport safely. That's generous of them. I wonder if we should. Well, it would probably be racist and Islamophobic not to trust the Taliban. Okay, Taliban, here's a list of U.S. citizens trapped in Afghanistan and of the Afghan men and women who helped us fight you for the past 2 decades. Thank you, Taliban jihadis, for agreeing to help all these people get back to safety. Wait, what's that? There's been a massive terrorist attack outside the airport. We won't be able to get everyone out by the deadline. We're going to have to leave a ton of people behind. So the Taliban are now going to have control of thousands of people that we want to get out of there? Oh well, nothing like creating the biggest hostage crisis in history.
It just backfired on you. It just backfired on you. This is a power of religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah?